Hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Joel Frame, and once again, I am the Imperfect Dad.
He's a dad and he's super rad. Sometimes he's good and sometimes he's bad. He's the imperfect dad.
All right. Yo, it feels amazing to be back. Episode 13, I believe. I think it is. I think the last one was 12. Regardless, thanks for coming back. As always, if you don't already, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at Dad Imperfect, or search The Imperfect Dad. The podcast is also available. Sorry, my allergies are having a field day inside of my face. Anyways, I might be clearing my throat some, so sorry about that. But I don't know what I was just saying, but regardless, the podcast is also available at the iTunes store if you search The Imperfect Dad. And if you get a chance, if you could, write a review or give a little star review or whatever for rating for on the iTunes store and also on YouTube. If you could press like, that'd be killer. That'd be awesome. And Facebook has a spot for reviews too. So if you want to just have a review day and just write a bunch of awesome reviews, I'm not going to be mad at you. Promise I won't. So anyways, welcome back. This past weekend was a whirlwind, to say the least. Tracy and I had to go to Atlanta for a wedding. A very close friend of ours was getting married, and congrats to her and her new husband. We are just so excited for them, Deborah and Matt, and couldn't be more stoked. But we drove to Atlanta. Tracy's parents came in and stayed with the girls, and that was our first time leaving Georgia overnight, so that was kind of tough. That was really tough on Tracy. But she got through it. She did good, and we had a lot of fun. But we left a little late, so we had to rush to get there. And if you've ever driven in downtown Atlanta, it is the ninth circle of hell. It's terrible. It is absolutely awful. And we didn't have time to stop and get dressed. So I left my driveway in jeans and a t-shirt. P.S. Just realized I have on this grimy, disgusting shirt. I've been doing work outside because it's nice out today, so sorry for that. Anyways, but yeah, so I left here in a t-shirt and jeans, and I stepped out the minivan in the parking lot in Atlanta in a full tuxedo with cufflinks and wingtips. Tracy and I got dressed while driving through traffic in downtown Atlanta, and I think that is a feat that is worthy of just a tiny bit of praise. Tracy was flashing people through the intersection accidentally. She was trying to get dressed. She actually didn't. She almost did, but she realized we were about to go through an intersection, so she held back. But it definitely looked like National Geographic in our van. Just two grown adults scrambling to get dressed while driving. So anyways, we made it. We had fun. It was an awesome wedding. So beautiful. The dancing was cool. There wasn't a ton of people that danced, which was kind of sad. So a lot of it was just like kind of 7 or 8 people dancing and then me just jumping uncontrollably around the reception hall because I just wanted to get people hyped up, and it didn't work. And I ended up having to MC the whole wedding too, or the reception too, which was unexpected. But I'd do anything for her, and it was cool. And I just threw in my own little jokes because I was like, I'm not getting paid. Didn't know I was doing this, so I'm going to have some fun with it. So at one point, when I announced the wedding party coming in, I said, everybody, if you would, welcome Wes, escorted by Monica and Lindsay. Everyone clapped, and then I followed that up with... and once again, that was Monica and Lindsay, not Monica Lewinsky, to which no one laughed, except for my buddy Dave. I think nobody laughed, though, because they didn't hear it and the microphone was kind of low. That's the story that I'm sticking to, because I thought it was a pretty good joke. Anyways, but we had fun. We got back safe. We stopped, had a nice little lunch in Chattanooga. It was awesome. Had a good time. Glad to be home, though. The girls were good. They did great with Nana and Bob. They had an awesome time. 2 days ago, I was in the kitchen, and Eddie came in, and she's been cleaning Georgia's room, and Eddie's our 4-year-old, and she is just a incredible, incredible little girl, just full of life and energy, and a lot of heart, that kid, but a lot of energy. And so she came in, and I was at the sink doing dishes, and she said, "Daddy, I found this in Georgia's room." I held my hand out, and she put this thing in my hand, and it looked like a old peach or a plum had dried up. So I was like, "Man, what is that?" And I smelled it. I thought, "Oh man, golly, that is not fruit." And then I saw a section of it and then I realized it was poop. It was a piece of Georgia poop, and I almost barfed my brains out. Poop doesn't gross me out, but it was just, I was very close to it, and I may have even grazed my nose when I smelled it, because I was just under the assumption that it was rotten fruit. Which I don't know why I would be okay with my nose touching rotten fruit, but that's a little less gross than poop to me. So anyways, that was absolutely disgusting, and but hey, what can you do? We've been having so much fun because the weather has been awesome. Actually, last day it's been cold, but in 2 days. But it was super nice on Saturday. We got some soccer goals, and so we've been playing soccer out back. It's been killer. But anyways, yeah, we've been loving that. And we got a Vitamix for Christmas, and we took us a little while to kind of get it into action, but we sprung it into action, and golly, is it awesome. Tracy's been making these smoothies for the girls, and they smash them. Georgia destroys them. She puts some Greek yogurt in there, frozen strawberries, bananas, a little bit of milk, or half and half. What else? Raspberries. Bunch of good stuff. And it just tastes incredible. And we even have this little powder, this little healthy powder stuff that Tracy puts in it, and it's just great, and the girls love it, and it's so easy and it's fast. And the Vitamix, it cleans itself. You just put a little water in it, and then you put it on, turn it on, it'll clean itself. It's incredible. The Vitamix, shouts out. We love you. Thank you so much for making such an awesome product. They are not sponsoring this podcast yet. Anyways, I will be here all week, and so but yeah, I hope you all are doing really well. I wanted to give a shout out to my cousin on this episode, my cousin Amanda. Amanda is an unbelievable young woman. She is effervescent. She's full of life. She's beautiful. She always has been ever since she was a little girl. And we were really close cousins when we were little. And I was a couple years older than her, and she was just the sweetest thing. And then just, as the years grew, we didn't live too close together, so we didn't see each other all the time. But there was about a year or a semester there where we were at the same college, and so we got to walk each other to class sometimes and talk, and so we kind of reconnected a little bit. And, over the years since then, she's gotten married, and she's had 2 beautiful, beautiful little kids. Oh my gosh. Oh man, they are so beautiful, and Amanda is just doing incredible. She's married to just wonderful man, Haynes, and they've got a great thing going on. But I wanted to shout her out because she went back to school. She stopped school when she had her kiddos, and she went back to school, and she just got her bachelor's degree. And I could not be more proud of her, and I could not be more proud of anybody who does that, who goes back to school after having kids to finish something they started. That's the stuff that warriors are made of, champions. Okay, so hats off to you, Amanda. I'm super proud of you. I love you very much, and can't wait to see what God has in store for you. So, back to Eddie to close this one out. We have been really trying. I've talked about her a bunch before, and Tracy and I have just really been game planning a lot and trying to make sure that we are parenting each of our children according to their personality type, right? So Nellie, our oldest, is very type A. She loves having things in order. She loves schedules. She loves being warned about things, notified of things before they happen, that kind of stuff. Um, and so and she's very sensitive, very emotional. And so we have to be sensitive to that. And then Eddie is much more just free spirited, creative, just kind of flies by the seat of her pants, just goes where the breeze takes her. And very sensitive as well, but definitely needs more patience in the area of just when you ask her to do something, more than likely she will not do it on the first ask. And it's not out of rebellion. It really isn't. It's just she gets her mind on something that she wants to make sure is done, and she has such a huge heart, so she's always like covering her babies up or covering our dog up, Ripken, or doing something. So more than likely, if she's not doing something right away when you ask, it's because she's going, oh, before I do that, I have to check to make sure my babies are covered up. And once we kind of realize that, and particularly when we're eating dinner, she gets up, and a lot of times people that we're with, they get frustrated, and you can tell she's getting up, a couple times throughout dinner and checking on things, and then coming back and eating, and or struggling to eat, and we're trying to work with her on that. But she's up and down, and we used to fight, and try to keep her there. But then we realized, look, man, she's 4 years old. She has a mind that's racing a mile a minute, and she's got something that if it pops up in her head, she's not going to be able to move forward past it until she deals with that. And that's the same way I am. If something's up, or I think something's wrong, or something, I can't think about anything else or do anything else until I've checked on that. Then I can move past that. So we've lightened up with her on that. If she's eating, and she says, I need to check this, we say, okay, come right back. And she'll go and do it, and she comes right back. And generally, if we're aware of that, and we're generous with that, letting her do that, then she honors that and eats better as well. So anyways, it's been good, but I've just really been trying to make sure that I am doing things, I am speaking in healthy ways to my kids. I am not raising my voice, because I went through this phase where I was like, my kid would do something and I would kind of storm at them, like with a serious face, letting them know, like, you're about to be in trouble. And I could see in their face that scared them. They didn't like that. And so it made me just feel awful. I don't want to do that. And so I'm trying to be much more aware of the way I'm talking, the way my body language is, because we have a tendency to do the very things that we don't want to do. And a lot of times that comes from, my parents are incredible. And I'm sure if you're listening here, so many of you have incredible parents. But regardless, we're all flawed, right? So all of our parents made mistakes. And so part of this parenting thing, when we become parents, then we try and they may not be huge things, but we try and correct those, right, for our kids. And then hopefully our kids will then go on and correct the things that we did wrong, right? But if we're not aware of that, and we really don't keep good tabs on that, a good check on that, then it's really easy to slip into just this parenting cycle with that may entail some unhealthy strategies to raising your kids and disciplining them or teaching them. And so I've just been really trying to be cognizant of that. It doesn't have to be just your parents either, just the way society is and the way things are normalized. And so I just don't want to do that. I don't want to raise my voice on my kids. I don't want to intimidate them. I don't want to scare them. I'm not trying to be their friend, but I definitely, certainly want them to know that they are safe and secure with me, and that they can tell me anything without judgment or just immediate wrath. I don't want that. I don't want to be that dad. And if you're listening to this, I'm sure you don't want to be that mom. You don't want to be that dad. And I encourage you, you can do it. You don't have to keep doing the same things that you're doing. You don't have to keep parenting in the same ways that you're parenting. If you're struggling, man, go to the drawing board, hop on the Imperfect Dad page, post a question up. I'll try and respond, get some other people responding. If you're struggling with something, let us know. Let somebody know. Because the fact of the matter is, if you're struggling with something, there's a 90% chance, if not higher, that 90% of us are dealing with the same thing. So, or have dealt with the same thing, we there's a tendency to feel like you're alone in this. And part of this podcast, one of the biggest reasons, actually the main reason, is to let people know you're not alone. You are not alone as a parent, even if you're a single parent. Hopefully you have people around you who can help build you up and strengthen you, but you also have the Imperfect Dad podcast. I'm here for you as much as I can be. I get a lot of people writing me messages and asking things, and I love that. I love interacting with you all. So keep that coming. But I just want to encourage you to just take another self-inventory, see what's going on, see what you can change, and just get to it. Start now. There's no better time than starting now. So anyways, y'all, this was a blast. I love you guys. Kept this one short and sweet for y'all. And if you haven't already, please subscribe on YouTube. Please like and share. That helps so much. Follow me again at Dad Imperfect, or the Imperfect Dad, on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I love you all. Peace out.